Hey, everybody, it's Ed. All right, I have been going through the newsletters, newsletters. Let's call them newsletters. From my parents' fan club for EP fans only from the King's Court. This particular issue is Volume 1, Number 5. So this is the first year of release, 1973, fifth issue. So this was just about, I would probably think around September of 73 is when this should have been out. Doesn't necessarily mean it was. All right, but let us take a look inside. Let me read a little bit to you. It says, here we are with our fifth issue of For EP Fans Only. It's now time to get together a brand new membership package, which will hold many surprises in store for 1974. Yes, it does. It says that. It says it right there. See that right under my dirty finger? 1974. This package will be even bigger and better than last year's. You'll hear more about it in your January newsletter. Right now, the important matter is Elvis's health. As you all probably know, Elvis was hospitalized for 2 weeks with recurrent pneumonia. Hopefully, all he needed was a complete rest, and he will be back stronger than ever. We would also like to take this time to remind you about Elvis's birthday on January 8th. We all wish him a happy and healthy birthday, and of course, extended sincere holiday greetings to Elvis and the entire Presley family. Hope you enjoy this newsletter, and remember, Elvis the King rocks on. Pat, Richie, Jim, and Angela. All right, then it says, special bonus Christmas present compliments of the King's Court to each of its members. 1974 Elvis photo calendar. This is just a preview of some of our ideas for the new membership package. All right, so they must have sent the calendar out as a Christmas bonus. And it says, Elvis will again be appearing in the Las Vegas Hilton in February. Exact dates are unknown. If you are planning a trip, we advise you to call this number, 212-661-4150. This is the New York Las Vegas Hilton number. In approximately 1 month, they will have further information. Wow, that's amazing. All right, then on the next page, so I just read everything that was on the first page. The next page is the new album release. And what's the new album? It says Raised on Rock, for old time's sake. Let us read the review from the King's Court, and let's see what they said about Raised on Rock. All right. This album is very well put together, and the fact that Elvis was in top form voice-wise for this session makes this a good choice for Elvis fans as well as non-fans. There are some excellent ballads as well as country rock songs. The ballads are haunting and will linger in your mind for some time to come. We must also congratulate J.D. Sumner and the Stamps for the superb backup harmony. The stereo separation is quite good, as well as some outstanding guitar picking on the faster songs, such as Find Out What's Happening, If You Don't Come Back, Just a Little Bit, and Three Corn Patches. There are some well-established songwriters involved in this album. For example, Mark James, Tony Joe White, and after a long absence on Elvis's records, the team of Lieber and Stoller, who wrote many of the early songs in Elvis's career that helped make him the superstar he is today. Example, Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog, Loving You, Treat Me Nice, Don't, King Creole, etc. We also find the name Sumner on the song I Miss You. More than likely, that's J.D. Sumner, and an excellent song it is. In all, it's a very good album. Standing out are Raised on Rock, Three Corn Patches. Yeah, standing out is, okay, whatever. Girl of Mine, and personal favorites, Are You Sincere? And Sweet Angeline. The only thing we are somewhat disappointed with is the album cover. The photo was obviously taken during a live concert, and we personally feel these photos should be reserved for live albums. Ooh, look at them speaking up. A studio shot taken at the time of the session would have been much more appropriate. It's still a great album, a must for any fan's collection. That's it. All right, and then, looking ahead, let's read to what's ahead. Let's see. We usually look back on to the past happenings in our articles, but this time we'll glance to the future. Our last conversation with Judy Kelly in Memphis was most enthusiastic. Judy said Elvis has been out and around every day since his release from the hospital. She said that he looks great and has gotten a little thinner too. And after hearing this, our minds began to wander. Of course, we would all like Elvis to include our cities while on tour, and rumors will fly until definite tour schedules are released. As soon as we get any schedules, all King's Court members will be informed as quickly as possible. There's nothing planned until early 1974, when Elvis will return to Las Vegas Hilton. He should be at his best in Las Vegas in 74, cutting it down to 2 weeks at a clip instead of the usual month-long stay. Elvis should stay healthier and voice-wise be stronger than ever. And we are hoping that Elvis will record his outstanding rendition of the Richard Harris song, My Boy. He had included in this song in almost every performance during his August Vegas engagement, and mentioned that he would be recording it. Guess we'll have to wait patiently. An album is out due late in December. It's titled A Legendary Performer, Elvis Volume 1. Look at that. And this will be the first of a series. Volume 1 will trace Elvis's career from the very beginning through his record-breaking Blue Hawaii. This album will include 5 old unreleased recordings. Packaged with the album will be a 12-page booklet containing some old photos, news clippings, and RCA documents and materials. We're told that the book has a beautiful front cover photo and a matted photo on the back, suitable for framing. Many fans have long awaited an album of this nature, and it sounds fantastic. The future looks great as the King continues to rock on. Pat Schmara, Angela Hess, and Richie Hess. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this. I'm not going to read everything. Yeah, but look, they even sent the holiday greetings from the King's Court with their little presents with their names on them. Isn't that special? So cute. Press conference. Nice. Good stuff in here, man. Yeah, so I am still looking. I'm looking to get these reprinted. All right, let's look at quick clips. Let's see what rumors and things they were presenting back then. Quick clips, New York Post, 10/17/1973. Elvis and Priscilla were officially granted their divorce on, looks like October 16th, 1973, in Santa Monica, California. Priscilla received a sizable settlement. Attorney Harry Fain was quoted as saying, quote, "I never met a man so unselfish," unquote. Wow. All right, and then we have the New York Post. L. Lyons, 10/23/73. Elvis Presley returns to films next year in Hawaii, starring in a kung fu adventure. Well, that never happened. All right, then we have New York Daily News, Ed Sullivan, 10/26/73. Sinatra, Durante, Presley, Sammy Davis Jr., and Ella Fitzgerald named to Vegas Hall of Fame along with Judy Garland, Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole, Sophie Tucker, and Joe E. Lewis. All right, that was big deal. New York Post, Dear Abby, 10/29/73. Dear Abby, tell that old lady who bum-rapped the folks in Tennessee she doesn't know what she's talking about. State of Tennessee has got to be the greatest because Elvis Presley was born there. Oh, but guess what? She writes back, Dear love, sorry, but Elvis was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, and that's the truth. All right, and then we have the last blurb from the New York Post. John McNally had a big successful opening at the St. Regis Maisonette. He mentioned that when Elvis asks for a tissue to mop his brow and hands the tissue to a lady, 25 others will tear her to pieces. When I do it, nothing. There you go. All right, and then we have something in the back that was called the Memphis Hotline, and this was Judy Kelly, who was a contact back in Memphis at the time. Let's see what she wrote back in 1973, late. Shortly after Elvis's return to Memphis from an engagement at Vegas, he was suddenly taken from Graceland by a fire department ambulance to Baptist Hospital here in Memphis. This all took place about 7:30 a.m. on October 15th. His personal physician, Dr. Nick, said he was suffering from recurrent pneumonia. It was stated that Elvis didn't look like he felt much like talking. He kept an oxygen mask on most of the time. The ambulance siren and lights were not used. For you fans out of town, here is a bit of information. A trip down Elvis Presley Boulevard to Interstate 255, then North I-255 to Union and the hospital took 7 to 8 minutes. People in the emergency room recognized Elvis when the oxygen mask was removed. I followed his recovery each day with the help of DJ George Klein and our local news media. His hospital stay lasted 18 days, and he was released by his physician, who stated Elvis had made a complete recovery. Elvis is resting at Graceland at this writing, and he has revealed himself to the fans and looks like the same gorgeous self. Some of my friends from St. Louis made welcome home signs and hung them in the gates. We're all glad he's back home. The next report will be Elvis in Memphis. So until then, watch El's special on November 14th. I bet the king will be watching. Wow, they're talking about Aloha. Wait, was it Aloha from Hawaii? No, wasn't that late. Maybe they aired it again. I don't know. All right, then it says the November issue of Country Music Magazine offers a rare article on the Sun Record Company and the artists who began their careers on its label. Elvis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, etc. Yeah, so there you have it. There's some blurbs from one of the awesome newsletters of the King's Court called For EP Fans Only. And this is the back of this particular issue. And again, man, just going down memory lane and reading through these and seeing the rumors at the time, what panned out, what didn't pan out. All right, for example, Elvis doing a Kung Fu movie in 73. Some items that were available at the time from the King's Court. You know, it's funny, I don't remember that pad. I don't know if that pad ever came to be, all right, but the Elvis Now TCB shirt, I don't remember those, but doesn't mean that they weren't there. But we don't have them anymore in our collection, if they were. So that's pretty much it. Yep, but that is the newsletter, and again, going to do my best to try and get these reprinted and get them out there for people who would be interested. So hopefully I can get that done. All right, listen, if you would like, leave a comment. I appreciate you watching. Good to yourselves, good to each other. Take care, everybody.